Hello everyone, VanguardOfValor here, and welcome back to the pit. So we're back where we left off last time at the end of floor 19. We're getting pretty close to the end here, and by that I mean, well, kind of close to the end here, and apparently haven't reloaded anything. Let me guess, does the pepper gun have bullets in it? It does! What a mystery. Alright, well, we're doing pretty well. We have a big inventory full of junk. Not quite as big as I'd like it to be, but still a big inventory full of junk, and maybe if we get lucky we'll find some more of the lovely things that would help expand that inventory. We also have some decent weaponry, although we could use some more, and we have some decent armor. Hard to complain about kite and plate. Either way, we're going to head deeper and see what we can find down there, because I'm sure there are all kinds of mysteries to be found in the depths. Oh good. First thing we see is a stone mold directly next to us. Well, we're not going to have any of that, thank you very much. We're going to try and kill it off as quickly as possible here, although the odds of it getting killed before we get hit with some nasty acid are pretty low. Although given that it's charging right up next to us, that does help us significantly. I would attack him with a melee weapon, but like I may have mentioned before, hitting him with a melee weapon just damages your weapon. Alright. Let's see if we can't kill these people before the choking and poison effects they put on me, in addition to the fact that they're shooting me with bullets, kill me. Let's go, swamp creature. You're gonna die sooner rather than later if I have anything to say about it. Slice him up a little, slice him up a little more, and how about a little more? That's better. Alright. Whew, well, that was a mess. Let's reload these guns before anything else comes charging us, because it undoubtedly will. We're going to use our chemical neutralizer again. Thank you very much. I don't feel like taking any poison damage right now. I should really hold on to those, because we're probably going to need them more later, but you know what? That's fine. Whoever said we'd need them later? Oh yeah, it was me, just now. Now we're here up on the top right of the map. This area is probably segregated from the rest, so we could probably check that out safely before we head over to the rest of the map. But I'm not entirely sure. I can hear robots. There's one over there. That's fine though, and there's a contaminated bat over here, but he shouldn't be a problem either. Get out here, bat. I need to make sure I get the first hit on you. Excellent, that is a dead bat. Now this is a locked door. They have a retriever in there. I don't have to deal with him if I can help it. If possible, good. I'd love for that door to open, because I have a pretty good chance of him coming back this way. Good. Oh, there's a ginormous evil robot over there. It's a heavy security bot Mark II. That's even worse than the one we saw last time. Alright, well, let's come around this way. We're going to try and fight these guys as best as possible. We'll take a shot here. Really? I'm out of range? Can I hit him with the mag pistol instead? Yes. Oh, and there's a wall there. I guess that explains why I couldn't shoot him through that angle. Well, now I feel dumb. Let's come over this way. We're just going to sword up this here Morgie drone, so I don't have to deal with him at the same time as any of this other stuff I just unleashed against myself. Kill them, please. Awesome. Simultaneous kill on both of them, which is nice. I don't want to pick up that sonic nodule, but it's too late for that now. We're going to reload and we're going to back up, because the last thing we want to do now is bump into this guy. Him being further away is fine, because we can shoot at him without too much trouble, but if he gets close to us, that acid is a pain in the butt. The odds of him actually trying to fire at it from there, though, are pretty low. We should be able to take him up before anything nasty happens. Let's hide our heads-up display here. Okay. Just a medium security bot, we can handle him. We should be able to take out this guy soon. Oh, he's going to melt the doors. We don't have a chance to do anything about it. Depending on the durability of the doors, he might not destroy them, but he's definitely going to try, because they take damage pretty darn quick. Alright, well, we're not going to go in there because we're not insane. We're going to use this time to reload our guns and try and take out the... Come on now, heads-up display. Take out the medium security bot over here before the heavy one manages to make it over to us. Now, there he is right there, so that's not a good sign. We do want to try and keep doing damage to him, but since he's across a diagonal gap, he's a lot harder to hit than he otherwise might have been. These guns are no longer in range. That's a bit of a problem, because I can't really go down there because there is an angry super robot. Alright, well, let's see if he'll come out to us then. If we hang out over here, he might come out. He might also just wait until the big one can shoot at us. It's unsure. Oh, and the floor's open down there. That's not good either. Basically, there's nowhere safe for us to be right now. Can I throw a grenade in there that will significantly damage them? I could throw a cyber scrambler in, and that might make him go crazy and kill this one, but that won't necessarily save us. We'll try it anyway, just to see what happens when you fire one of these suckers. So if we throw the cyber scrambler in here, for example, it should detonate and take out these two guys, and by take out I mean make them go crazy. It's not guaranteed, but it might work. They did go berserk, so they're just going to shoot at each other until they're both dead. He did his evil grenade attack there. It shoots these HE grenades. They're pretty darn painful, and he gets to fire two of them. He didn't this time for whatever reason, but he can. Oh boy. Alright, well, we're getting low on health. We're not near a level up. We could potentially go back up, because I think there was a active, fully healing med bay back up there, but I don't think we're going to. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple charges off of one of these field surgery kits. That one failed. Is this the same one? Yes, it is. Go. You've succeeded. Good. Succeeded. Excellent. Succeeded. Magnificent. Again. Perfect. Does that mean if we do take a few hits, we won't be the end of the world? We're going to be... Oh, he's shooting himself. That's interesting. Will he kill himself? I've never actually seen this before. If we wait, does he destroy himself? He does. Huh. We didn't get any experience for... Oh. That's why I don't walk through doors. Thankfully, this destroy random item one destroyed our random biomod yellows. So, as long as those weren't amazing, I'm not too upset. But that's why I don't walk through those traps. You don't see them there, you walk through them, and all of a sudden you lose something important. Alright, well, hopefully, like I said, they weren't a good one. Hopefully they're like blunter or something, reduces weapon damage by 10% or whatever. But we're going to have to wait and find out until we can actually identify them and see if we actually get any more, too. Alright. For now, though, let's just deal with the people we can see. Gun down these stone moles, and hopefully nothing else evil comes to try and murder us while we're dealing with this problem. This, like I said, should be a fairly isolated part of the map. We should be able to get through it pretty much uneventfully, although I shouldn't speak too soon on that one, I'm sure. Get rid of you. Good. Excellent. Interestingly enough, I don't think shooting behind you just automatically shoots when you have full visibility. Since you can actually see everything, the game considers you to not be firing blind, which is pretty considerate of it. Alright, I'll pop out here and take out this doctor. Hopefully he won't irradiate us too badly. This is a KO grenade he just threw. Those are pretty interesting because they can actually knock you unconscious for a couple turns. And hilariously enough, if you're wearing an armor that actually negates that kind of... Oh, come on. That negates that kind of effect, like any of the actual contained armors, getting that effect on you will effectively do nothing, but if there are enemies around you who can be affected by it, they can be hit by the effect, because the grenade will be thrown, it has a big splash on it. So there was one time I was fighting, there was a protein that had grabbed me, a large one, it was dissolving my entire inventory, and then a corrupted doctor threw a KO grenade at me and knocked out the protein, so I could just walk away. It was the best. The odds of it were so low. Alright, well, let's just use this up. There we go, doesn't matter. Get some experience for it, we can pick up the new one. So much for wearing out some of our inventory. Hello, you weren't here a second ago. Let's knife up this Zool pup, that should be good. I guess we're taking the damage I should have waited for. Interestingly enough, these clone workers have a spread to their attack as well, so the fact that he attacked us killed this guy. So that's kind of interesting. Now, I'm not sure where that surgeon's going, but I can't follow him through this door now without destroying it first. I could potentially go through it either way, but I'd have to, like I said, destroy the door first. We're going to try and gun down the crazed target, at least make her go crazy, because then she might attack the surgeon for us, and we'll have to do all the work ourselves. We don't want her to kill the surgeon, though, because if she kills her, we don't get any experience, and this is magnificent. Logic circuits, finally. We've been waiting for these for ages. Please don't KO me. Awesome. We're going to knife up the rest of this guy. He should go down pretty quick. There we go. One more should do it. Perfect. More logic circuits. Magnificent. I need those so badly. We'll be able to use them for so many nice things. Alright. Hello, more of you. Now, potentially I could go back up to the level we found the labs previously, because we know there's none on the level just above this one. I believe you can always go up 2 layers, but I'm not sure if you can go more than that. Either way, we don't want that key, thank you very much. Do we have any inventory space, really? Apparently we have a little. I'm not sure where this inventory space came from. Probably from reloading guns, though, and then no longer having anything to fill those slots. Either way, we'll come back and grab these fat strips, because we can turn them into delicious bacon, since we now have our own purifier? Our own purifier. Alright. This should be good. Hello, Toxoid. That's not okay. I need to start shooting you, I guess. The thing about Toxoids is they move really fast, so they're hard to avoid. See, we didn't get KO'd, and neither did he, interestingly enough, but it could have potentially KO'd the Toxoid there. And now we've been grabbed, which is not a great situation. If we sword him, it does about 13 damage. What if we hit him with the energy sword? Energy sword, go. You do 24 damage, so it hits twice as hard. That's pretty good, and I kind of want to do that because I don't really want to be grabbed by this thing. That was a 33, that's extra nice. Please don't KO me. Oh, thank goodness. He is suffering from the bleeding effects. We know he's weak, which is why I swapped back to the normal sword so we don't burn through too much of our power. But I'm not convinced that was a good move because he's taking a long time to actually kill. There he goes, so that's good. We can ignore the acid sacs. I don't need those right now. I do need this guy to die, though, so we're going to hit him hard as we can. He's going to start irradiating us, which gives us all kinds of lovely negative effects as well. You need to die, friend. There we go. And lovely, I like these enemies because they drop nanomeds and damper patches a lot of the time, and those are really good items to find. Now the radiation will go away on its own, we can basically just walk it off, but it will constantly give us a hard time as we do so. What do we want to make? There's so many interesting things. First of all, I have to make pungent meat. I'm making a Stinkwitch. I have to. I just gotta. Alright, we've recovered from the radiation poisoning. We have our pungent meat. I can't pick it up, so I have to drop something. I guess I'll drop my lifter pack. That'll be a bad idea. Let's drop the lockpick. We'll pick up the pungent meat, and can we make a Stinkwitch? We can. Oh boy, I'm excited for what this does. Only a 79% chance of success. Please don't fail me, Stinkwitch. I really want to find out what you do. Go, go, go. Yeah, Stinkwitch. An aromatic treat that can really snap you out of a funk. Alright, we have a Stinkwitch. Big lockpick set too, yeah? What does the Stinkwitch do? It's 150 food, which is fairly impressive. I wonder if it, like, breaks status effects or something. We'll have to wait till we have something and then try and eat it then. That sounds pretty funny, though. I want to see what happens with that Stinkwitch. Alright, energy drinks are good. I could make some of those for sure. I have a whole bunch of the ingredients. I can make 3 of them. That's pretty awesome. Is this the primordial soups? Yeah. Excellent. Well, let's try that. We have a 79% chance of succeeding. We might be able to make something else with this after. Come on now. Succeed, yeah, energy drinks. Alright, and we can try and make some pheromone bait as well. I think I only have 1 disease extract. Yeah, that's okay, though. We really just want to try this thing. Please succeed. Awesome, the odds are on our side. Oh, I didn't read that. What does that say? That says... Come on, info. Throwing the scented, rotten meat into a crowd of low or unintelligent creatures will temporarily drive them into a feeding frenzy. Interesting. So it's not meant for intelligent creatures. That is interesting. Okay, that's interesting. We'll have to see what that actually does when we try and use it later. Alright, well that's something. What else can we make here? We can cook up some meat, which is probably a good idea. I can potentially make roast beast, but I don't think that's as good as just cooking the meat and using it in anything else. So we'll cook up 12 of our meat here, which is a ton of meat. Our poison is cured. Ton of cooked meat. There we go. Unfortunately, we did use up the cooker, but that's okay. We got a lot of nice stuff out of it. I'm surprised that the pheromone grenade is actually a cooker thing. I guess it's because it is just rotten meat. There's more nano reconstructors, which is never something we'll say no to, because those are amazing. Can we open this stasis pod and not have it contain a bear? Yes, we can. Magnificent. Can we open this door and then kill the robot on the other side? Probably. Let's gun him down and see. And... oops, I shouldn't have used the gun for that. That's fine, though. He's dead. Apparently, yes, we can. Unfortunately, it let out a whole swarm of other baddies. Get over here, you. I need to kill you. We got a sword with your name on it. Slice him up. Of course, having a sword with voracious Zulpuff on it would be kind of strange, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. Let's open this stasis pod as well. Use a digital assistant just for fun, because we never use it for much at this point anyway. It has some cooked meat in it, which is nice. They normally have 5 if you get one of those, which is exactly what we got. So that's excellent. That'll help our food situation even more. We have 17 cooked meat we can eat whenever we want them. Alright, let's kill off these guys. More Kozanti Brie, that's excellent. If we get any more... oh, hang on, if I use the lightsaber on this guy... ah, I was hoping it would hit him instead. Didn't, but that's okay. We can do it this way. Nope, it didn't work either. What about this one? Nope. I don't know why I'm still trying this, but whatever. I'm gonna go back to the normal sword. There we go, he's dead. But yeah, if we get another bit of moldy bread, we should be able to make 2 more... stinky sandwiches, because we have plenty... oh, we used up all our raw meat, though. I can't make any more pungent meat. Oh well, that's fine. We made at least 1 Stinkwitch. I don't necessarily want to make more until I know what they do. If they do something silly like knock you unconscious, then I probably don't want to be making a whole lot of them. Alright, our health is getting kind of low, but we are very close to a level up, so if at all possible, I'd kind of like to wait. We have an Atuku here, so that's interesting. They're like the super high tier stranglers. I'm probably just going to try and sword him to death. He should try and rush us here. I think he will... yeah, he's just going to try and choke us now. That's fine, though. We should be able to lightsaber him and he'll die pretty quick. And I'm not too worried about this person, because the shotgun doesn't do a whole lot of damage when you have high armor. Which is, of course, the one downside of shotguns. The one thing that makes them not be my absolute best weapon in the game. Because if they did that, they'd be absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's reload our laser sword here. That robot's going to try and open the door, but since it is a Greek letter door, he can't actually get through there on his own. He just runs up to it thinking he can. Is there anything in the freezer? There's eggs and Zytocot fungi bars. We might take those as well. Those might come in handy. Can we fix this damaged console? Probably not. We're going to try anyway. We did level up, though, so that's good. And we did not succeed in fixing the console. Alright, that's fine. We have a swamp man here. We'll wait till he comes a bit closer, and we'll lightsaber him into the ground. Hello, swamp creature. I hope you like lightsabers, because you're getting killed by one. There we go. Now, what can we do here with our inventory? We can get rid of the sonic gland. We don't need that. Is there anything else here we don't really need? I don't really need any more element X's, I don't think, unless I'm going to make an X rifle, but I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon. Hell hello, Stone Mole. You came on up all of a sudden. We're going to have to shoot you full of holes, aren't we? We'll gun him down with our pistol over here, and then hopefully we'll be able to deal with whatever was up in that room up above. That's kind of my next plan, if we can get there. So, he's going to come over this way. I'm going to have to move out to him. Please don't spit acid on me. Thank you. You're being very considerate. I'll shoot you full of bullets instead. That's how I show my love. Alright. Drones. Alright, leveling up now. Spending point on might here. What else can we put points into? Foraging? No, come on. 1 point into foraging again. Alright. Blade. 1 again. Come on now, game. Decipher got 2 at least. That's better than nothing. We go lockpick is a 3. That's good. Electronics 3. That's more like it. Mechanical's only 1, which is not great. Computer's only 1, which is also not great. Pistol's 3 though, so that's pretty good. Okay. We didn't get totally blasted by our bad luck on that one, but oh hello, little green men. All sorts of interesting things are coming at us now. Alright, I need to shoot this guy. He's not going to let me near him, so I'm going to try and get over here and take a shot with a mag pistol. If we can take him up before he hits us too many times, that would be lovely. I should have taken a shot with it with a sword, but that's fine. Now, the little green man is like an upgraded version of the Hopkinite. He has even higher armor, but even lower health. And the other thing about him is that instead of confusing you, his energy attack has a chance of paralyzing you. Little green men are not a big deal on their own, but if there's anything else nearby, they can be scary. He shouldn't last too long here, though, against my laser sword. There we go, he's down. Okay, we destroyed the entire door doing so, but he did go down, so that's good. Boy, what else can we see here? There is a room up here we could potentially go into. I guess we'll work our way up and then we'll come back down to the bottom after, although that's a lot of robots. I don't know if I necessarily want to go in here, especially because there's a lot of tier 3 robots. Alright, let's sort up this maintenance bot. He shouldn't be able to handle us too well. He's trying to run, though. We can't have that, so we're going to have to shoot him before he gets away, which is probably, yeah, going to trigger those robots. Come out here, please. There we go. They're actually coming out here, sort of. Let's come out to them. They're going to shoot us pretty bad, but we should be able to get up to them and... Ow. Lightsaber them. Come on now. Lightsaber them before they manage to do too much. Of course, they split up. We can't hit them with the air shot, which would save us a lot of ammo, but we can... Oh, come on. We can at least still hit them. Are you serious now? I'm trying to hit you at point blank with a sword, and you're making me miss this much. This is no longer charged, which is great. Alright, let's back up. Let's reload that. Good. I need to move out of here, though, because we're getting pummeled for no good reason. Hello, Morgy drones. Just can't leave a good person sitting there, can you? Okay, we have to take him out from a distance before these guys get around to us. They're trying to get in to take a shot, so we need to move forward, so they'll lose their line of sight. They'll have to move again. More lasers coming into our face, more armor damage. That's not great, but the Morgy drone's dead. We can reload. Excellent. We might just throw a normal grenade at these guys. If we can equip one of these, we can turn the corner here in one move, and I can't actually make that throw, unfortunately. But I can throw it here, which should hit both of them. Good. That's not great, but it's a bit of damage. One more should kill them. That's more like it. Excellent. Alright, dead robots. That's what we like to see. Whew, that was nasty. Took a lot of damage there for no good reason. Alright. Is there anything in here? Yes, there is an energy backpack and pistol rounds. That'd be useful if we had actually used our laser carbine at all since we got it. I think what we're going to do here, though, is we're going to use up our other med kit that we picked up earlier, this one, because we're in a pretty safe space here, so there's no reason to not burn this kind of health rather than our instant health. It would give us more inventory space, but this at least doesn't leave us in a more risky situation later. We should probably refill our food soon too, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet either. Now I could do some more repairs here. We have plenty of things that could be repaired, but nothing that really needs to be repaired, so we can always come back here later. Can we get into the computer system? We should be able to. Give us some armor, thank you. That is, ooh, that's Cheetah Exo Armor. Cheetah Exo Armor is really cool because it boosts your speed from 2 to 3. And I think, since we're a scout, it doesn't have any negative effects either, which would make it really awesome. So if we drop this and pick up the Cheetah Exo Armor, how does exactly this work? Because normally I believe this gives you a negative finesse penalty, but it specifically says it's difficult to use unless trained. We may be considered trained because I believe this is scout armor. There is another type of armor that's difficult to use unless trained, and that is the super heavy armor, which is only specifically for the Marine. We'll try it though. This gives us 70 armor instead of the 100 armor. Oh, yeah, the 100 armor on the chitin plate armor, which is what I thought it was. But giving that extra speed is pretty cool. So we're going to try and equip this. It takes a while to equip new armor, so you have to be careful where you're doing it. And thankfully we didn't get shot there. We did equip it. Do we get a penalty to our mobility? No, no stat penalties. That's interesting. We may try using this, because having that additional speed can be very useful. It leaves you much more mobility and a much easier time staying away from fast-moving enemies, because you can move that little bit faster, which makes it a lot easier to kite people, which is a very important skill to have. Even if you plan on doing a lot of close combat fighting, being able to stay directly away from the people who are chasing after you makes it a lot easier to survive. Alright. Well, that's cool. I don't know if I necessarily want to swap just to this and get rid of this one, because this armor is a lot more durable than this one. The high durability is not the only thing I mean. The armor means it takes damage from fewer things. So I don't know if I really want to dump the chitin plate armor, because it's a good thing, and I don't know if I can make more of them later if I need them. But I'm probably going to focus on this. Now, if I reload any of my laser weapons, have I used my laser pistol recently? No, it's full. Alright, well, I'll have to remember that's there, and I'll maybe come back for it later. Hello, robots. Alright, let's laser sword you up. Whoa! That was a cool animation. Look at that! That's so much cooler. It's like Jedi action now instead of just slashing at him. That's awesome. Alright, what's in this stasis pod? That's hilarious, though. That's the best. Yes. There is a crazy human in there. Alright, well, we have a laser sword with his name on it. Slice him up. He's going to come back at us. I wonder if that's based on our finesse score, if it determines the animation, or if it's just the armor that we're now wearing. Because this is one that's designed for us. It's light armor. This is medium armor, I think, which I believe changes the animations. Yeah, this is medium quality armor. This is light quality armor. That might also determine what actually damages it and what doesn't. I'm not sure, come to think of it. You guys have probably mentioned it in the comments by now, because this has been... I've been playing pretty solidly for the last little while, and that would explain that. Okay, we've eaten 7 meat, which puts us back up to pretty much full food. Can we get into this stasis pod? But yeah, if it was medium armor that reduced the damage, that could explain it. There's more composite cloth and sparkers there. I don't really need any of those at this point. Alright. We're looking pretty solid here, though. I do want that Tarkin medical kit back, because that's a pretty powerful tool if we ever need it. Oh, no. I don't want to have to deal with that guy right now. We're going to sneak past him, and I guess we'll go... No, we can't really sneak past him completely. Let's go around this side. Because if we can get around beside him, he hopefully won't set our stuff on fire. Okay. 1 more, 2 more. There we go. Now we can shoot at him on the final move of our turn. Where'd he go? He's over here. That's fine. We should be able to keep shooting at him. He's going to start shooting back, and he might set fire to this if the range is big enough. No, that's what I thought. The arc isn't quite bad enough. Unfortunately, the big problem with fire is that it's actually the damage over time effect that tends to do the majority of the damage done. The actual fire damage itself tends to be pretty negligible. But we got off pretty lightly there, it looks like. Alright, can we open up this recycling bin and find anything good? I'd be surprised, but I'll take chances. We found an armor biomod. Okay, I can't use these yet, but maybe one day we will be able to. Slice up this contaminated bat. Hopefully they'll get too irradiated. Yeah, good, he's dead. They're not really dangerous, contaminated bats. They have the chance of giving you irradiation effects, but honestly, the odds of them actually affecting you in any serious way are pretty low, unless you're already heavily irradiated. We fixed these stations just because we want the experience, not necessarily because we want to be able to use them, although we might decide to come back and use them later. We did manage to repair the console, though, which is good, so let's see what's inside here. It looks like our computer skill is going to be pretty huge. Ah, it's just a little story one. We will have a 100% chance to decrypt, yep. Medical report 11102. Unit is currently malfunctioning. Any redundant messages are to be ignored. Well, we'll see about that. That's basically just a random message. There's a whole ton of those that don't actually say a whole lot, but take up a whole decryption turn. More eggs is good. That'll give us more bacon and eggs when we decide to actually make those. Or if we don't decide to make those, we'll be able to make them into something else. Potentially, we could try and make an omelet. I believe I have a recipe for an omelet that I've never been able to use because I've never carried enough cheese with me to be able to do it. But we'll find out. And I don't think it uses actual Hyver cheese. I think it uses Cosanti Brie. So we might be able to actually try that one. Is there anything in here? There are painkillers. That's an interesting little item. We'll take a look at that in a second. And what's in this one? In this one there are another mutation serum. There are another mutation serum. I are good English. Painkillers are interesting because if you get the wounded effect, which happens when you get really low on health, this heals you and removes the wounded effect, which basically is a big negative modifier to some of your skills like might and whatnot. If you're wounded, you take penalties to them. So that helps you get over that effect while still being really weak. So it's better than nothing, even if it isn't perfect. Now, I should be able to shoot along that angle. Yes, good. The auto pistol is taking some damage, though, which is not good. I think this guy moves 3 spaces in a turn, yeah. So our two spaces and a shot won't keep us safe forever, but it will last for a little while. Of course, I shouldn't have turned there, because now he got a chance to attack me, and this is why I don't like getting attacked by them. Every attack with light armor gets damaged, practically, at this stage. It's really good in the early areas, but at this stage you take a lot of damage on it, just from having enemies be nearby. We should be able to laser so and things hurt a lot more. Maybe I'm not going to keep this thing, because I'm not sure it's worth it. We take a lot of damage this way, whereas the Come on, die! Whereas the chitin armor was pretty solid. There we go, he's dead. We did get more mutagens though, which is good once we can actually deal with our inventory to equip them. We'll be able to shoot this guy down, hopefully without too much trouble. Our mag pistol took a bit of damage, but it's still in fine shape. Our armor's getting more injured, and we're already down to half health. Yeah, I'm thinking it's potentially a bad idea to switch to this at this stage, and we can't hit him because of all of our finesse drops, I think. Come on now. Just hit the guy. He's shooting you, no problem. Just because you're poisoned doesn't mean you get free reign to not attack people. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Alright, reload your guns. I think, as much as it pains me to do so, we can't really rely on this armor. It's already down 14 of its 100 durability, and we took a lot of damage there. So we're going to go back to the chitin plate, sadly. There we go. And we will drop the Cheetah Exo armor. I don't know if it's a good idea to drop that, because that is really nice armor, but on the other hand, it's not nice to die. So I think we'll stick with what will keep us alive the best. We're also going to reload our laser sword here, which should give us another inventory slot because we've moved out that one from that energy cell stack. This is all chem pods, I think, isn't it? Yeah, so the odds of us actually getting anything from here are pretty low, but we have really high chance of being able to booby trap the pod, so we might as well for the EXP. Alright, that'll give us something. Is there anything in this one? No, but it's probably going to work for us when we try and activate it. There we go. Alright, there's a bit more experience. Can we get into this lock? Hopefully yes, with 92% chance. Yep, it has more mutation serums in it. I really, really want to get to something that will let me identify any of these things. The problem is, the big item that lets you identify them really isn't something that's easily accessible to the player. You can get a scanning analyzer, but actually making your own scanning analyzer is not something that's particularly feasible. You basically have to find one. I think we can move this somewhere. Yes, we can. Good. And there might be a recipe for it somewhere, but I haven't found it yet, is really my major issue. So maybe one day, but for now I'm stuck without one. This looks like it's a whole room full of Zool infants, which is weird. Haven't seen any of these in ages. Well, at least not compared to the other enemies on this floor, who've all been much more nasty. Alright, kill these guys off, and we'll be able to explore what else is hiding around here. Locked doors and whatnot, as per usual, but strange. Alright, what's in this here? Hopefully some good stuff. There's a Zeta key. We're taking that one if we can. Zeta and Eta are the hardest doors to unlock in the game, in my opinion, so it's definitely worthwhile to take those keys if you can get them, because while they are a little bit hard to come by, you will definitely appreciate having access to them when you get down to floors where you're actually going to find those doors. Make up some star bacon here, since we might as well. Grab all the star bacon, and I don't want to eat the star bacon because I want to turn it into bacon and eggs, which is pretty funny, so we'll wait on that. I will, however, eat the Zytocot Fungibar, because it's not going to help us to hold on to that, and I will grab the Zeta key. Is there anything interesting in the stasis pod? I bet you there's a bear. No, we got a stasis flash. Ooh, that's sad. A stasis flash is a move speed decreaser. So this decreases our moves to 1 per turn for a temporary amount of time. It's nothing too bad because it does go away eventually, but it can be pretty nasty if you walk into something particularly dangerous after finding one. Like, we know there's bad robots in here, so we wouldn't necessarily want to fight them. We're going to do it anyway, but we might not want to given the circumstances. So we're going to come in here and beat this guy up, and then we will worry about it later. Our health is getting a bit low though, and there's still no level up in sight, so we might want to use some med items to actually heal ourselves. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. Hello there. You can take a couple bullets to the head as well, don't you know? Ow, that really hurts. Thankfully we have plenty of extra health still, but that still is quite painful. We're going to keep shooting at him. I don't want to really charge him right now because we have no speed, which would give him a ton of opportunities to attack us. Now that he's come to us, though, we might as well hit him. So I'm okay with this. But the earlier circumstance was not a good one. Alright, so that is interesting to see. Hopefully this stasis flash doesn't last too long, so if it does we could be in trouble. I'm holding on to the electronic parts because I believe there are a couple things we want that use those, but I'm not entirely sure. Do we have any other med items that are not nanomeds or this? We have the Kazanti Breve, we don't want to waste those at the moment. I could potentially take some vitamins to reduce the chance of getting another disease, but I haven't gotten diseased in ages, so I'm not too concerned about that. And we do have all the parts, I believe, to make a soft screen now. So I don't want to get rid of those now that we have the logic circuits. There's plenty of nice stuff in here, though. EMP grenades are the best. How many are there? 2 EMP grenades. That's amazing. Alright, we'll definitely take those. I just need to find out what to drop. So some good stuff in the exit room, but I think there's still 1 or 2 rooms left, so I should go and explore those before we really get ready to leave here. If we take a look at the map, the area down here is still apparently unexplored. So we apparently missed a room or 2 back there. Let's go back and check that out. How many of these are there? There are 3. Interesting. If you use the Control-G method of picking up items, you can actually see how many of a thing are lying on the ground there. Whereas normally you don't have access to that information until you try and pick them up, which is kind of interesting. What's hiding in here? Nothing. There's a contaminated bat down there we can kill, and there's this locker we can potentially open, which has another biomod in it. That's not so great. Now, if we could use those biomods, they'd be amazing. But in my opinion, there's no point in using biomods until you know what they do, because any kind of those mods could potentially give you some serious headaches, and it's just not worth the trouble. So we still haven't found a lab on this floor, or a cooker. We can potentially go back up 2 floors to try and find them, which is maybe what we're going to do, because I'd kind of like to get some of this stuff put together and clear out some inventory space. So we're going to chug an energy drink. That should give us the ability to move a little bit faster. There we go, back up to 3 movement per turn, which is nice, especially after that stasis flash being worn off. And I should probably heal at some point as well, so I'll probably do that by resting. Oh, it's a poison trap. Thanks for nothing. Alright, well, now my need to heal is a little bit more urgent. There, I believe, was a med station around here somewhere. Can I see it on the map? It might be this. No, it's this one. I think it's this one. Alright, we need to head right down there anyway, so we might as well walk over there and see if we can't heal ourselves up using that, rather than getting any kind of healing items used up, because this is something that's on the map. We don't have to worry too much about wasting it. Alright, otherwise it would get wasted anyway as we walked too far away. So if we come in here, we should be able to activate this, and I believe it is a full heal. Let's try, see if it is again. Nah, it's just a heal, but that's still better than nothing. Alright. Well, back up to the previous floor, there should be a lab station right here. Perfect, there's 2 of them actually, so that works out nicely in case we need to do more than one thing here. We can potentially make diagnostic chips, but the main thing we want to make is a Rosetta brain. These things are great for doing additional bonuses to your deciphering skill to make sure you actually get things on the first try, and it's rechargeable, which is even better. Unfortunately, we only have 1 hyper brain crystal, so if you mess this up, we are going to be failing this challenge. We have a 99% chance of success, so I'm not too worried. This is good though. Rosetta Brain, thank you very much. I can throw out the soft screens now. I don't need those. I can throw out, what was the other parts of it that I was holding on to just to make it? I don't remember. But I can grab things now that I couldn't grab before. So let's grab ourselves the Rosetta Brain, thank you very much. I think I was using, I can't even see all the ingredients now, sort to just crafting ingredients. I don't think any of these things were also just held to make that with. No, because it was using energy cells and bindings, I think, with the other items. So that's not too worrying. That one is worn out, which is fine. We can come down here and see if we can make ourselves a diagnostic chip. It only works on 1 thing, but that's better than no things. So we'll use our diagnostic chip here. I think I can only make 1, yes, but we'll make it anyway and see what's going on. There we go. Pick up the diagnostic chip and activate the diagnostic chip. You're either going to tell me something I can use or something I can get rid of. What is it? Strength Enhancements is the Armor Biomod Green. That's a quite nice one, actually. We will equip this to our armor here. It'll boost our might by 10. Doesn't change our armor, but it will change our effective might, so we'll hit harder, and any stats that are based on might will be more effective. So that's interesting. Very interesting indeed. Now, that will mean that every armor biomod of that color will always have that same effect. So that's also kind of interesting. If we find any more of those, we instantly know that they are going to be that specific thing. They're going to be that strength boost. If we check our stat line as well, we can see this plus 10 is from our strength enhancements, which we put on our armor. Interesting. Let's get back over there. Where are we going to be going? I think we'll be going over here. That's probably the best course of action. Just head right back down to the exit again and get out of here. I could potentially look for a cooker, but I don't think there was one on any of the previous floors, so we'll just wait and see if we can find another one later. And, yeah, that went pretty well, I have to say. Cleared out most of that area, got rid of most of the enemies. We do have a bit of extra inventory space now if we want to actually try and fit something in there, but I'm not sure what else we'd want to take with us. There's a whole bunch of nice things we left on the floor, but I don't know what we'd exactly want to take. And I don't know where all those things I left on the floor actually are anymore. There's an EMP grenade and another thing in here I wanted. More energy cells, that's what it was. Energy cell, EMP grenade, those will be useful. Absolutely. We're going to access the security station here if we can, because even if we do, all this does is unlock all the doors, but that doesn't matter, just gives us extra experience. There we go. Since we've already unlocked them all anyway, that's fine. And we're going to end this episode here. Thanks for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing through some of the pit for you. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to leave a like on the episode, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.